Hi everyone, how are you? Good morning, happy Monday, start of a new week. And today we're going to be talking about intuitive eating and does it work? Because I hear a lot of this talk because it seems that the talk of dieting seems to be kind of on the rise lately, with COVID going on. And I hear people struggling a lot lately with their diet to either stay on it or they're falling off the wagon. These are things they say. And I wanted to dive a little bit deeper because people are hearing more and more about intuitive eating and wondering, okay, what is it and does it really work? And, what do I even do? And would I even want to, stop my diet and actually take on this intuitive eating? So I thought it would be a really good idea to talk about this question, does intuitive eating work? So to start, what does working actually mean when I say does it work? Well, to some it may seem like you're like working towards achieving a smaller body because you have weight loss goals. Because really, after all, one of dieting's defining characteristics is the intentional pursuit of weight loss, right? So on the other hand is where like some others may say that they just want to be healthier. And I hear this a ton, which is great. I want to be healthier. I hear a lot of people tell me they want to be healthier. And I think that's absolutely wonderful. It's a wonderful goal to have. And the thing is, do we need to lose weight to support our health? And I'm sure a lot of you, will believe that being at a higher weight is unhealthy, okay? Because this is just kind of how we've been trained and like what we've thought over the years. And we're also led to believe that diets are safe and that they're completely harmless. And it's just a matter of, eat less, move more. But research can actually now tell us so many things around this. And hi, honey. So people usually end up with all sorts of complex issues that actually make your health worse, all right? So say, for example, there's your increased risk of disordered eating behaviors, weight cycling, the yo-yo dieting where your weight just goes up and down. And that can be really harmful to your cardiovascular health, actually. And yo-yo dieting can actually give you fatty liver. And the yo-yo dieting in itself can kind of play with your self-esteem there because it kind of lowers it for you. So how is all of this healthy when you're on a diet? Let's think about that. So if you come on, please say hello. I'd love to say hi to you. I'd love to know that you're here. And if you happen to catch the replay, #replay, so I'll know you're here as well. And if you have any questions too, by the way, let me know. Pop it in the comments for me. I'm happy to answer your questions. Okay, so, sorry, let me unplug that doorbell. My dog always wants to come in when I'm online with you guys and ringing the doorbell right where it's so loud. So, talking about health and our dieting and weight loss and things like that, when I say it may sound strange to you because it may feel like maybe you're feeling a little conflicted or confused with what I'm saying or what I'm telling you. So if you're feeling that way right now, just stay with me because I have a lot of research to back all of this up that I want to share with you, because there's actually all this evidence that supports, actually there's limited evidence to support the long-term benefits of weight loss with dieting, but there is overwhelming evidence that shows any form of intentional weight loss has no long-term success, okay? So regardless of the initial weight loss that is usually seen from changing your lifestyle, most of that weight is only regained within like a period of 2 years or so, okay? And by 5 years, the majority of people are back to their pre-diet weight, okay? But does being of a higher weight and living in a larger body mean someone needs to lose weight to be healthier? What do you think? What have you learned over these years? Okay? So a group of researchers were actually asked this question, and they actually assessed the risk of death according to body weight, okay? And they accounted for all their healthy habits, all right? And the researchers found that with each healthy habit, the risk of death was actually reduced significantly, regardless of your size. So it was so much so that when those people of a higher BMI were engaging in like the main healthy lifestyle habits, which means that they were not smoking, they were not drinking too much, they were eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, they were, drinking in moderation. So their risk of death was lower than those who were in like the healthy BMI range. So these results mean that being high weight, okay, it wasn't associated with an increased risk of death when the individual actually participated in healthy habits, okay? So with that being said, intuitive eating takes like this weight neutral approach to your health. So some people may lose weight, but some people may stay the same, and some people may gain weight. But it all depends on where you're starting at, all right? And I realize this concept can be really scary, especially for those of us who have dealt with years of chronic dieting, just all in that pursuit for better health, okay? But it's the neutral nature of intuitive eating that actually allows you to focus on modifying your behaviors rather than actually putting the emphasis or the focus on that number on the scale, because that has no indication of a person's health status, right? So if weight doesn't equal health, can weight loss still lead to better health outcomes? So of course there's more research done on this that I'm going to share with you, which was actually a long-term study, and it found that dieting didn't do much for the health of the participants. They found that weight changes in the dieting group were not linked to changes in cholesterol, blood pressure, or their diabetes medication. So what all this is actually telling us is that even if the dieting group saw more changes in cholesterol and blood pressure in the diabetes medication, these changes were not related to weight loss. It was related to their overall behaviors. Okay, see the difference there? So since weight loss isn't associated with the health outcomes that are expected of dieting, okay, that we expect that just comes with dieting, so is intuitive eating associated with improved health outcomes? Well, I'm going to tell you because, again, I have more research to back this up. So in a study that was looking into intuitive eating and health at every size, okay, among large-bodied females with a history of dieting, some really, really neat things were discovered. And the results showed that the group participating in the intuitive eating, they actually had better outcomes. They had better health outcomes over this 104-week study, okay? And these outcomes actually included reduction in their systolic blood pressure, reduction in their LDL cholesterol, which is your bad cholesterol, and higher engagement in physical activity. So these changes were actually sustained through this 104-week follow-up that they did. And any changes that were seen in the group that were assigned to just like this stereotypical dieting was not able to sustain these positive health improvements if you were just like dieting like a stereotypical diet, okay? So when you were eating intuitively in this group, you were able to sustain all of these new healthy changes and healthy habits, where when you're just dieting like a stereotypical diet, they were not long-lasting, okay? So overall, it demonstrated that the intuitive eating intervention resulted in improved health when using this non-diet approach, okay? And then the dieting group was unable to sustain these measures of health as the time went on. And another study of these college-aged females found that intuitive eating was associated with lower blood fat levels and a reduced risk of heart disease. So that's awesome, right? And this is consistent with the findings over like all these other intuitive eating studies, all right? So intuitive eating, it's also associated with better actually psychological outcomes. It just changes you mentally, because in one intuitive eating study that I mentioned, the researchers found that those who were in the intuitive eating group and were able to sustain improvements in their mental health while the dieters did not, okay? So their mental health was actually improved when they were eating intuitively. And that comes along with just listening to your body and listening to your own intuition and what it wants and what it needs, okay? The intuitive eating group members also became better at learning their internal cues and regulating their intake compared to the dieting group, which did not maintain any improvement in that area, unfortunately, okay? So intuitive eating, it's been known to show like so many good positive things for your health and for your body and for your mental state as well. You know, it lowers that perception of thinness as being a better thing. Okay, it lowers your blood fats. It lowers your chances of disordered eating. It lowers your chances of eating emotionally as well. Okay, and it lowers all of your suppression of like your own thoughts and your feelings and your needs, because you're not eating so emotionally anymore when you're eating intuitively. And it actually raises your just own well-being and optimism, because you're paying attention to yourself, you're being more aware, and actually a variety of more variety, you know, like that rainbow of foods is being eaten, because you're not restricting so much on certain foods, and you have more body acceptance. You're not so feeling shame or guilt or anything like that. You're giving yourself self-care and self-love, and it's all good, it's wonderful. And it also raises your good cholesterol, and it helps you learn these proactive coping skills, again, so that you're not emotionally eating. Okay, so practicing intuitive eating, it seems to improve just overall health, really, in general, in the long term, whereas dieting does not. Okay, because not simply it's not simply focusing on weight loss like dieting does. All right, it helps you move through your eating challenges so that your weight will actually settle into where it just wants to be. Your body will find its natural weight. Okay, it's okay to feel maybe a little aggravated or frustrated or sad or angry about diets not working, and just letting go of that search for weight loss. Okay, because these things take time, and the fact that you want to change your body, it's completely normal. You know, we all want to have this certain look and feel. Okay, we all want to feel good, right? So really, like, if you are struggling with your current diet, and you're wondering how the heck am I going to get off this diet? How would I stop it? And I'm so afraid I would gain weight. Well, intuitive eating is allowing you to just listen to your body and what it needs, and your body is going to find its own natural happy place where it really wants to be. So just feel free to reach out if you feel like intuitive eating sounds interesting to you, but the idea of letting go is a little scary, which I totally get that, because I've been there, I've done that, and I'm now, I've gone from restrictive to binging to yo-yoing to now intuitive eating. Okay. Oh, well, hold on, I forgot one in there. Counting and measuring and weighing, all that stuff too. But now I'm just eating intuitively, and it's been a game changer. It's a life changer. It's freeing. And it's been so wonderful. Now I eat whatever I want, and it feels good. You know, I give my body what it needs, and a lot of times it's craving really good, nourishing foods. And when I want something a little more indulgent, I guess I'd say, then I'll have it. But I have it in a way that's, I'm not going crazy, because it's never restricted. It's, you know, food is food. Okay, it's all food on the table, and I have what I want, and I have it in a way that it all feels good to my body, so that I'm nourishing my body, I'm giving my body what it wants and what it needs, I'm honoring my hunger, and I'm respecting my fullness, which are all these principles of intuitive eating. And number one is you got to lose that diet mentality. Once you lose that diet mentality, then you will be free. You will feel so free. You'll be free to move on with the rest of the principles of intuitive eating that just will come so naturally to you, and your body and your mind will coincide and come together, and they will thank you for it, because it feels really good to be an intuitive eater. So if you have any questions about intuitive eating, or any questions about your own health and weight goals, or wellness goals, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to chat with you and talk about maybe where you are now, and see about how I can take you to where you'd like to go. So if there's no questions now, I'm going to hop off, but I hope you all have a very beautiful day, and I'm going to talk to you soon. Bye, guys.